portion of today's show brought to you by Snow Financial Group.
Work out.
Yes, we do, and we love our sponsors. And when it comes to finances, women particularly are facing some sobering circumstances. And here to share practical tips about dealing with these is one of D Magazine's best financial planners, Ted Snow. So let's remind audiences about, you've been doing this series on that.
Right.
And I think this is the third day in the series.
It is.
So let's kind of recap in points what you've talked about before.
Right. Well, we had several things that we talked about in two of our last shows and set in spots, and one of them was to remind women and the things that we are talking about, and one is that women usually make about 80% of that of a man in the same type of
job. That's been a universal problem.
Yeah.
But we're making more than we used to. So
it's
slowly
getting better.
It's coming up.
It's getting better. Generally, they find it more difficult to save because of that decrease in income for their retirement. So that's a big challenge. Women usually live 5 years longer than men.
That's right.
And so we've got to stretch that money farther.
We've got to stretch it. And we're bigger consumers than men are, don't you think?
Oh, I think so, but that drives the economy. So
I know but it also empties our pocketbooks.
It can, and we have women. Another thing that we talked about was women tend to need long-term care earlier and longer than a man. More time in the out of the workforce for women because of disability, perhaps, or taking care of a child, or even an elderly parent.
Yes,
is becoming more and more a problem
and
for them.
And even caregiving to their grandchildren.
Yes, the boomerang. They're going back to work, and they're trying to find work, and grandma, grandpa, or mom and dad are taking care of them.
All of these statistics are kind of overwhelming as I hear about it, but there's some things that we're looking at now ahead of us. What are some of these? Like, what are some things we can be doing about this?
Well, they're actually, I wanted to talk a couple of other points that we hadn't discussed in the past.
Yes,
and then I can go ahead and then talk about how we can address those issues. So the next thing that we would like to look at is, some of the 80% of the residents in nursing homes are women, and that's becoming more and more. I remember going and seeing my mom in there, and most of them were women, and that just shows that women do live longer, but they need this kind of care. The other thing,
long-term care is really advisable.
Absolutely. If we're going to be successful and have the care that we need to plan for that.
We do, and so often our husbands don't plan for it for us.
Right, and when women go into the nursing home, they didn't go in wanting to do that, perhaps, but they have worked themselves into, because of the lack of planning, into a poor situation.
You're right.
And many of them have to go on Medicaid, and we don't want to do that. We want to plan that away, and it's real simple to do.
It's expensive.
Yeah. It can be. It can be. And, a couple of other things is that 20 million families are headed by women due to divorce or being widowed, or they just haven't married. And so that creates a situation where they don't have the contribution of their spouses.
No, they don't. And here's the thing. They're so busy just having to keep up day to day, they have nothing left to plan for long-term living.
It seems as though. It seems as though, and it's really a challenge. These are unique challenges that are faced by women today.
We know these challenges. We know they're here. I'm going to look forward to you coming back and us sitting down and having a conversation. Okay, here are the facts. Now let's see what we as women can start doing now at any age to better our long-term life.
Right. Well, there are three things that we can do right now.
Okay.
One is, I think that that women need to insist that they and their husbands take advantage of and engage in the planning process.
Yes, absolutely.
They've got to do that. Women you got to get concerned about these things and not hide from them.
That's right.
Hide from them, because they are things that you're going to be facing.
Absolutely.
And then finally, just get serious about it, because we have to plan. And based on statistics, you are going to be the people that are going to be faced with these issues.
And ultimately the responsibility is not with somebody else. It's within than ourselves. If you would like more information, check out his website at snowfinancialgroup.com. Now what? Ted D. Snow, CFP MBA. Ooh, that's a lot of stuff. We'll be right back. You can call him at 469-522-4056. He'll answer your questions, and that means you're getting serious by asking him. We'll be back in just a minute.